we warmly welcome AJK, if not Azad Jammu Kashmir's two-time Prime Minister Sardar Atheeq Ahmad Khan. So he is here in today, Colombo. So we warmly welcome him to Sri Lanka. How are you, sir?
Thank you.
Yep. And simply, what made you to be in Colombo today?
Thank you very much. I have been invited by Pakistani High Commission, Colombo, to visit this place and to participate in the Pakistanis' solidarity celebrations with Kashmiris. So throughout the world, Pakistan government and the people of Pakistan, through their diplomatic missions and embassies and high commissions, today 5th of February is the day when they celebrate solidarity with their suffering brothers of Kashmir. So I am here to participate as a guest.
So basically, would like to know, since we Sri Lankans are also interested really about this issue, and mostly globally, this issue is not properly catered what's happening in Kashmir. So my simple question is, what is the background of Kashmir issue?
Well, the simple background is that the South Asian subcontinent, known as undivided India, was ruled by the Britishers.
Yeah.
In late 40s, when all three parties, Britishers and the largest political party of India, National Congress, and largest Muslim party, All India Muslim League, all three, they reached at a consensus that there is going to be an independence. So a principal position was taken, and the fundamental principle was that majority areas, Muslim majority areas would join Pakistan, and Hindu majority areas would join India. So that was a kind of consensus independence that we got on 14th August 1947. So it was a negotiated amongst three parties: Britishers, Indians, and Pakistanis. So it was Britishers and Hindu leadership and Muslim leadership. So it was a kind of negotiated independence, and bases were known as Third Zone Plan. It's a plan known as Lord Mountbatten Plan or Third Zone Plan, so which provided the bases on majority Muslim areas would join Pakistan and majority Hindu areas would join India. So that was the background, which was later on denied. Kashmir being the largest state among 562 states, it was automatically supposed to be joining Pakistan. Because
princely states those days.
Princely state.
Yeah.
Kashmir was one of the largest princely state amongst 562 princely states of India. So it was a overwhelmingly Muslim majority state with more than 87% Muslims. So automatically it was supposed to have joined Pakistan, but Indian army occupied it militarily in October 1947, and matter was taken to the United Nations. It was India which took the matter to the United Nations and got a verdict that there would be a free and fair plebiscite, and the wishes of the people will be ascertained through a plebiscite whether they want to join Pakistan or India.
So that's the background of Kashmir. So what is the stance of the United Nations? When it
United Nations simply continues the principal position taken on 14th August on the independence of Pakistan and Hindustan, that Kashmiris, there should be a free and fair plebiscite, and Kashmiris should be given their right of self-determination, and they should decide that whether they want to join Pakistan or to join India. That is the position.
Yeah, so we know that a lot of resolutions have been passed in the United Nations, but the question arises here is that have ever India respected all these resolutions? That's the question.
India has never respected all these resolutions. The basic resolution, first resolution and second resolutions, both were passed on the request of India. It was India who took the matter to the United Nations. It was not Pakistan, it was not the Kashmiris, it was India who took the case to United Nations and got a verdict that this will be the modus operandi to resolve this issue. But later on, India never ever cooperated. More than 17 resolutions have been there, and hundreds of rounds of talks between Pakistan and India, but India never cooperated and never accepted the position. India's leaders made the commitments with the Kashmiris. Indian leaders made commitments with Pakistan in writing, verbal, interviews, speeches, and finally they committed their position in the United Nations, but they did not maintain that position. So that is one of the reasons the denial of India and non-cooperation of India has prolonged this issue.
So why these resolutions? I mean, not even a single resolution could not be implemented. I mean,
because of the non-cooperation of India, because of the denial of India,
So
because of the intransigence of India. India did not cooperate. Pakistan has always been asking for the implementation of these resolutions, but it was India which somehow or the other, whenever they were weak internally, they said we are not in a position. Whenever they were strong internally, they said we don't need to resolve. So unfortunately, it is India who is the main impediment in resolving these issues. This issue.
So that's why, since this Kashmir issue and this Palestine issue has been one of the two oldest issues in the world. So
Yes.
Unresolved disputes, whereby both are majority Muslim areas.
Yes.
So, what is the point of, the viewpoint of Pakistan and Pakistan's point of view when it comes to this? It's more than now 7 decades. It has been prolonged and been lingered, no matter with India or other foreign elements. But what's the point of
Pakistan's position has been very clear on Kashmir. One, that Pakistan also refers the case to the United Nations and stands committed that United Nations should implement its resolutions and hold a free and fair plebiscite, and the wishes of the people should be ascertained, and it should be the people of Kashmir. Whatever the decision people of Kashmir would take, Pakistan is ready to accept. So Pakistan's position is very clear. Pakistan has always been willing to negotiate with India for bilateral talks. Pakistan has always been ready to accept the mediation, third-party assistance, and Pakistan has always been willing to associate Kashmiris in the talks. So whatever the suggestion was presented to solve this problem, Pakistan has all along been cooperating. But it is India which has never accepted, which has never fulfilled its commitment.
promises and
promises.
the comments what we made. Yeah. So, Honorable Prime Minister, what is the impact of this 5th August action by India? I mean, by India in Indian occupied or administrated Kashmir. Simply, they're revoking the autonomous status.
It is not only economy. It is revoking Article 370 and 35A, which were protecting the demographic position of and the special status of the state of Jammu and Kashmir.
Yeah.
So after removal of these articles, now India has deployed more than 1 million army there.
Yeah.
So the condition is getting worse day by day. Srinagar, more than 9 million people, they are under complete lockdown, without roads, road access, without communication, without electricity, without access to market, mosques, schools, hospitals. Even New York Times, a famous American newspaper, reports that the hospitals of Srinagar have turned into graveyards. This is what the New York Times says. So CNN, BBC, Al Jazeera, Washington Post, Washington Times, and all international media, if you go through, they have rejected Indian position on Kashmir. So this is the 6th month that Kashmir is under complete lockdown, complete curfew, and under highest military concentration anywhere in the world.
In the world, yeah. And it happens and it keeps on going. Simply, you have brought me to there. India's, this Council General in New York, Sandeep Chakravarty, a controversial statement in US, by calling for the adoption of an Israel model in Indian administrated Kashmir. Demographic changes.
Well,
Yeah.
you see,
Yeah,
P5
it's a very serious
Security Council members,
statement. Yeah,
5 members of the Security Councils, they have held 2 deliberative sessions on Kashmir situation
Yeah.
in less than a 6-month time.
yeah,
So, the European Parliament, more than 700 members of the European Parliament, they have rejected Indian position on Kashmir.
yeah,
So there has been a hearing in the American Congress subcommittee. So they have not accepted the Indian position on Kashmir. Not only Indian position on Kashmir, simultaneously 2 things. One, the Citizenship Act within India and India's position on Kashmir.
Yeah.
Both have been, I mean, this has been a source of escalating the situation and pushing it towards a war-like situation. So no standard element in the world is ready to accept India's position on Kashmir. So the statement made by the Indian diplomat in New York is simply a bundle of lies, and it is highly unacceptable.
yeah. Honorable Prime Minister, another question arises is why? I mean, you were in 2 terms in 2009 and till 2010 and 2011 and 2006 and till 2009. So, simply, why these big powers are not playing its role? Let us be frank about this OIC, Organization of Islamic Cooperation, Muslim states, predominantly Muslim majority states. Why not these countries are playing their role? And you would have put your utmost effort when you were in power. Yeah.
OIC has been all along passing very strong resolutions asking India, but India being a big economic power and vested interest and a big market for the Western society,
Yeah.
and in the presence of Soviet Union, she has a different game to play with the West. Now in the absence of Soviet Union, they have the Chinese bogey to sell, that the Chinese containment policy of the West. So each and every time India comes out with the new excuses and sells it to the West and befools the world community. So I think now with this latest position that Security Council members and UN Security Council and American President talking again and again about mediation and coming into this issue, it seems to me that now it should not take very long that when world powers feel like
They should interfere.
to some interference, some assistance, and some kind of third party mediation to be arranged, so that there is a resumption of dialogue between Pakistan and India, and things come on the table of negotiation, and Kashmiris are associated, and finally some political, peaceful, amicable, negotiated settlement
With the
comes out.
involvement of the good office. Yes, the Honorable Prime Minister, what is the impact of this non-resolution of Kashmir issue, I mean, on the prosperity of whole region? Because we know more than 8 states are there, so we suffer a
whole
lot.
region is, South Asia is suffering, SARC region is suffering. So there is a arm race, there is a nuclear arm race, and the whole region is being pushed against wall, and whole region is being pushed towards a nuclear war-like situation. So Kashmir is surrounded by 3 nuclear new countries: Pakistan, India, China, and then the NATO forces placed in Afghanistan. They are all nuclear-backed states. Russia there. So Kashmir has become a nuclear ring, and it is not an easy proposition to be neglected. It has, sooner or later, it has to be taken into proper account, and serious note has to be serious consideration has to be given to it. And I think now it is right time that world powers should come in and facilitate dialogue between Pakistan, India and Kashmiris, and a tripartite negotiation with the assistance of foreign powers take place, and some peaceful settlement is found out.
So do you think this current Prime Minister of India, Mr. Modi's, his policy will be an impediment for the resolution of Kashmir issue?
Well, Mr. Modi has designs as of Hitler. He has Nazi designs. He has design for expansion. He has anti-minority designs. He is a threat to the Muslims. He is a threat to the Indian Christians. He is a threat to Sikhs. He is a threat to Tamils. He is a threat to Mizos. He is a threat to Assam. He is a threat to Nagaland. He is a threat to Khalistan. He is Punjab. So Modi and his policies, people have seen him in Gujarat. So he is in India. He is known as a butcher.
You are referring to 2002 incident.
Yes,
Gujarat,
2002 incident. I mean, a prime minister who is not allowing Rahul Gandhi to visit Kashmir and the foreign ambassador to visit Kashmir. So what kind of policies do you demolishing the Babri Mosque and Golden Temple and all these actions against non-extremist Hindus, even untouchables, Dalits, low-caste Hindus are under great threat. So it is not only the Muslims or the Kashmiris, the whole region is at stake.
So we are simply saying 1.8 billion population now.
Yes, the South Asian population is under serious threat by Modi. So India is ruled.
It's a very serious statement.
Yes. I tell you, honestly tell you, it is not something out of reaction. It is the genuine analysis. I mean, the European Parliament have noted their serious concern. 700 members, they evolved a consensus that these policies are not acceptable. So Assam people, millions of Assami Muslims, they have gone under open sky. They have been pushed out of their homes and hearths. I mean, this is not one community. Whole India is. The growth rate, the growth rate of India has gone down below 2.5%.
I mean, economic.
Yes. There is a very serious economic crisis due to the Modi's policies. India is very seriously suffering economically. The corporate sector has gone upset, and the world investors, Western investors, who have great interest in India, be it their own interests or against China or whatever, but they are very much upset with this economy going down and down.
Yeah. So finally, Prime Minister, honestly, what would be the future of Kashmir if it is not resolved immediately?
Well, I'm not pessimistic. I'm quite optimistic. I see a bright future for Kashmiris. 600,000 people have sacrificed their life, and India has gone to maximum possible extent by deploying 1 million troops, by using the courts, administration, economy, culture. Each and every weapon India had in his pocket, she had used it in Kashmir, but ultimately failed. So people have decided till as long as Kashmiris live, they will continue the resistance. So when this position comes, when people start enjoying dying and sacrificing their lives, you cannot stop them from. Nothing can countervail our struggle to victory. We will continue till last Kashmiri is there.
So you said another serious, 600,000 people sacrificed their lives.
In these 72 years, more than 600,000 people have been martyred by the Indian occupation forces.
Simply killed. So who will be responsible for these deaths?
I mean, this is the Indian army. It is a war crime. I mean, innocent people, armless people, defenseless people, people without arms and ammunition, innocent people. The youngest girl who was gang raped, her age is 8 years. She was gang raped by the Indian army, taken to some other place, and is under her and she was butchered and killed and cut into pieces by the occupation forces.
Yeah, we know that. So thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
Prime Minister.
Thank you.